Greetings. I am speaking to you from the Forest of Prosperity once again, and today's video is about investing in silver ETFs. We will discuss the top 3 silver ETFs of 2022. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to help with the algorithm so we can help this video reach more people and help more people become more successful. When it comes to investing in silver or precious metals in general, a very effective way and easy way to do so is investing in precious metals ETFs like silver ETFs. The reason why is it's easy to buy and sell. It offers high liquidity. You don't have to worry about storage issues when it comes to managing storage of your precious metals. And I do talk about other ways to invest in precious metals. So look at my earlier videos and how you can actually buy the physical metals and store it yourself. But today we're just going to talk about investing in silver ETFs. If you are not aware of what an ETF is, an ETF stands for Exchange Traded Fund, and it's basically a basket of securities. It's a fund that holds a basket of securities, and when you're buying a share of that ETF, you are buying a share of its assets, its holdings. So when it comes to silver ETFs, these silver ETFs hold silver, physical silver. So when you're buying a share of that ETF, you are buying a share of its holdings of silver. That's basically how that works. When it comes to evaluating ETFs, you should look at 3 main things. The first is the expense ratio, which tells you how much expense goes into operating the fund. You should look for low expense ratios, and basically the formula for expense ratio is the operating expenses, the fund costs over the fund assets. And the lower the expense ratio, it means the lower it takes to run the fund, the lower it takes to manage the fund, the less cost it takes to manage the fund. And that gives you more value for your investment because you don't want to waste money on expenses, on operating expenses. You want your money to go into the actual assets themselves. The second thing you should look for when investing in ETFs is whether it is leveraged or not, or whether it uses high leverage or low leverage. I like to invest in ETFs with no leverage or low leverage, because leverage, in case you don't know, I know some of you are beginners, leverage means borrowing money to invest, and that creates unnecessary risks. And you don't want unnecessary risks, especially for something as simple as precious metals investing. You just want to invest in the metals and track the price of the metals and profit off of that. You don't need unnecessary financial engineering or unnecessary risks. And that also applies for ETFs that use derivatives and other things, other financial engineering. Some people like them, I do not. I don't think it's worth it to have unnecessary risks, especially for something as simple as precious metals investing. And the third thing you should look at when investing in ETFs is its size, which indicates its liquidity. The bigger the ETF, the higher the liquidity. That is because the bigger the ETF, the more shares it has, the more trading volume it has, so it's easier to buy and sell the shares. And the smaller the ETF, the fewer the shares, the smaller the trading volume, and it's harder to buy and sell. But with precious metals, there's always a demand, so it's not as big of a deal, in my opinion. So let's talk about the top 3 silver ETFs of 2022. And basically there's only 3 major ones anyway, so we'll talk about all the ones that you can trade at least in the United States. At number 3, we have the Sprott Physical Silver Trust. This ETF has $3.6 billion of assets under management, and its expense ratio is 0.62%. It's a pretty good ETF. Sprott is pretty good with precious metals. Its downside is that, unfortunately, its rivals have better expense ratios. So if you're looking for more value for your investment, then there are other alternatives. Which brings us to number 2, which is iShares Silver Trust. It has $12.4 billion of assets under management, and its expense ratio is 0.5%. iShares has the biggest silver ETF, so if you're looking for high liquidity, this is the one for you. But I think for something like silver, since there's always demand for it, there's always trading for it, a very high liquidity isn't necessary, which is why I picked the Aberdeen Standard Physical Silver Shares ETF as number 1. So this ETF has $985 million of assets under management. It's a bit smaller, but its expense ratio is 0.3%, which is very good and offers you the best value for your investment. And that is why I think it's the number 1. So again, when I evaluate it, I balance liquidity with expense ratio, and I think you should do the same. If you really care about liquidity, then pick the ones that are bigger. But I think with something like silver, like I said before, there's always demand for it. It's always being bought and sold, so I don't think it's too important. And all of the ones that I talked about are pretty decent in size. So thank you for watching. I hope you found this video helpful. If you did find it helpful, make sure to give the video a like and comment your thoughts and comment on what you want me to discuss next, because I'm here to help you guys succeed in business, in your finances, and in life. Make sure to subscribe and turn on the bell notifications for more helpful content, and all of these actions help me and helps the video with the YouTube algorithm, so we can reach more people and help more people become more successful. Thank you for watching once again, and I'll see you guys in the next video.